Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. We're still here where we left off last time in this little, Dicemaker's atelier, I suppose. And we were not quite finished with our conversation with her. So let's just continue with that right away.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
Nope, not this time. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area? With capital letters. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone. Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard about this curse? Which, well, I'm pretty sure does not exist. I mean, the evil entity in the chimney turns out to be her, so the curse probably isn't true either.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Yeah, you're probably right. Wait, how do you explain what happened to all those companies then? Pleasant is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies. Yeah, how do you explain the demise of all these companies?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Well, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, Pleasant thinks it's malicious energies, but I haven't really seen any of those so far.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Pleasance is a wise woman. She has so many trinkets protecting her against the curse. Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers and she has to exploit her own data to keep the company going. Yeah, that's probably true. The curse is just biding its time before it strikes again. Sooner or later, everyone will fail, even her. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate. I mean, he's making a good point here. The bookstore probably isn't doing well at all. I mean, she's even wearing like trinkets that supposedly compel people to buy. That feels kind of desperate, right?
All right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Oh, really? Hold on, the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area. Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills. I mean, that is not really the whirling's fault, right? And when you mean customers, you really just mean one customer, which is you. So, that's probably not it. You're right, the whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed. But yeah, it's part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Central project.
Okay, I'm not sure if that information is useful to me in any way, but still. Yeah, I guess the whirling is not cursed, huh?
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving, files to wire cutters. So how's your business doing?
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Alright, so you're not getting rich here, but it's a living. Okay.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
So you're saying if you're actually talented in your field of business, you will be successful. What a novel idea. Pleasant thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get to you, have no doubt about it. It just doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit that there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse. Indeed. Yeah, she's probably successful because she's good at what she does, and the so-called curse affects people who make poor business decisions, like the game studio that probably tried to do more than they actually were capable of or had the money for. So yeah, I guess the curse doesn't affect people like you. But I mean, it's not really a curse. It's just, some people actually, do the right stuff, focus on what they can, and don't try to start some really large projects like that game. So it's probably not a curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
I think it still might be you that's causing this. Narrow your eyes very mysteriously. I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Honestly, I'm still not sure this world is a puzzling place. Yeah, it is, but I think it's not a curse.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
Well, sometimes it is. I mean, I kinda had the suspicion that maybe it's not a curse, but some non-supernatural entity is responsible for the business failing, but that's probably not the case either. I was more thinking along the lines of very, earthly crime and not a curse.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Let's see.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
Probably. Why hasn't her business failed? Shivers very low. Again, I guess I won't be able to pass this, but I hope this is not going to have any negative consequences if I try this anyway.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Maybe you feel nothing because there's nothing to feel. Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. What? I'm not going to start taking off my clothes. Are you mad? Also, I guess maybe this will in some form slightly increase my chances, but probably only by like 2% or whatever. So I doubt I will be able to pass it the next time. And I mean, the dice was, well, not terrible, but not great either.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief, the tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
So I have one more question that I can ask. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Oh boy. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
So this business apparently failed because they didn't really understand their customer base, okay?
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
I would agree.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. I mean, if I look at your hairstyle, I'm inclined to believe. But I guess the customers could have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
Right. So what happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Alright, I mean that sounds pretty useful. And who was Artemitep? Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club. I mean, yes, maybe that would give him something to do and he doesn't have to throw stones at corpses. How did that community project work out? Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it? I mean, that could also be a possible conclusion. But yeah, who was Artimeteb?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
I see. Yeah, maybe Kuno should take some boxing classes. Then again, it might make him, like, more dangerous.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
You don't know Kuno? That is odd. I mean, he apparently is kind of famous around here. We've heard other people referring to him. He's sort of the king around here. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, yes, he is kind of like a little ginger gremlin, I guess.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window, her face reflecting back in the yard. Okay, yeah, I guess she heard him yelling, but I guess she never actually saw him.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
You're probably right. So how did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oh, great.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
I don't know, maybe I should have a look. Can't hurt to check this out, right? I mean, logic doesn't agree, so this might be just a rumor indeed.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Okay, so apparently that project didn't work out at all. What's up with the broken windows? Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around. I guess these are all the other businesses. But yeah, what's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
I don't know. Enlighten me.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieux. Who would have guessed?
Snuff milieux? Something like that exists?
What's the snuff milieu?
I mean, she told me what a milieu is. It's kind of like a radio show. So is it like a radio show where people get killed?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu? It's a shame about those windows. I'm not even going to ask about that milieu. Well, I'm kind of curious.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Okay, so it is exactly what it sounds like.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
I mean, her tone of voice doesn't really change much in general.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Okay, if you say so.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
And yeah, what about these stuffed animals?
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Okay, apparently there's a lot of people doing drugs or allegedly doing drugs in here.
Anything else?
What about the creepy mannequins?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect right activists? What in the name of... I didn't know insects had any rights or activists. Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I guess some insects like bees are actually very useful, and you could say that there are activists that want to protect bees and so on.
Yeah, the Atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
I see.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Okay.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The Atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But couldn't they have used some other stuff or just made a collection without chitin? That seems to be like the most obvious solution to this. I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. But insects don't have any brains or feelings. They got what they deserved. Making clothes of beetle wings is a terrible idea. It also seems kind of unnecessary because I'm sure you can just use other stuff. So yeah, I'm glad someone took care of the little guys.
Really? Anyway.
She looks at the windowsill where that fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie. Yeah, but I mean, if you kill them in like large portions, in large numbers, then it's going to be a problem because they might go extinct, and they are a vital part of the natural order and the ecosystem, so you probably don't want to make insects extinct. What were the rotor blades and skis, right?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do these transmissions say? That's illegal, running off with company's money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested? I guess no one can find him? But yeah, what do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you. What is his face? Is he not amused?
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern. This seems like almost personal to you, huh?
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
Alright.
I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Right. Not much use now.
They were just props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait. Forget it. It would take too long.
Yeah, I think that's a terrible idea. I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened? I guess they didn't really stick to their schedule?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
So what went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Really, they must have been on a gigantic ego trip. I mean, both can be true at the same time. It did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
I mean, this might be true, but like I said, it does seem that they made some questionable business decisions themselves.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard. You would know. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. You're right, they should have just tried harder. They had everything needed to succeed. I don't know if they did. But yeah, showing up to work on time is hard.
And so is producing something extraordinary.
Her eyes wander to the shelves full of die prototypes and discarded models.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar, yes.
Oh boy, the fabled Revershow ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Okay.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Alright, what about the other ideas? I don't care about the other ideas, I just want to hear about the bear. Did the bear work? I mean, it worked in a sense that it kept the ice cold and it had glowing eyes. But tell me about the other ideas.
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Okay.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving. What did they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up to work at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for the business? Clearly not, because they're also bankrupt, right? And even with that small of a payment, it didn't work.
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand.
So, I guess they got what they paid for, huh?
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. Yeah, what about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache. Well, either way, I guess it didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Oh, great. So maybe it's a good thing we didn't put the corpse inside.
Eventually, Ravishell ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Not solemnly. It's the market doing its job. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. The bear was scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared, like it could become alive any moment now. I killed the bear. Well, I guess I did. I unplugged it. But I just wanted to save, like, the electricity.
You did what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I murdered it. With my own bare hands, I laid it to rest. It's my trophy now. I unplugged the fridge to help Revershow ICT cut the losses. I mean, that's what I did. But this sounds so much more interesting, right?
Really? You broke it? What a shame. It was a terrifying beast, but I was fond of it.
I mean, I technically didn't break it. You can just plug it in again.
The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
Megatherian? Isn't that some ancient animal? I'm not sure. I have heard that name before.
Sounds cool.
Megatherian. What's a vision bear? Very cool, but I don't want to hear about bears anymore. Yeah, what's a Megatherian?
Megatherian. A mega wild beast.
Okay. Right. I think therian just means beast in Greek. But what exactly is a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't do drugs. I do drugs. I got a vision beast myself. Do I now? I don't have a comment on drugs. I mean, this is a lie. But have I encountered a vision beast? I'm actually curious to hear what he has to say about this.
Do you? Well, good luck keeping it under control.
The Dicemaker raises an eyebrow.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I can ask about the building's intercom.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
I may have done so. I basically tried every button on that intercom. She rubs her forehead. Her scarf has left a faint line on her dusky skin.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
I see.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Okay. So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours? I was wondering about the Walling and Rex. Is it part of the same building complex? Didn't I ask it already? I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell. A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered. Yeah, I remember that. I have a few more questions about the building. Right. Yeah, what about the East Delta Pinball?
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however.
Okay.
My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick-track, especially pinball.
So pinball was just a fad.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
I didn't realize that you have a strong opinion on something as obscure as pinball. Tell me more about this, Kim. So you're telling me the doorbell with an empty name was yours, probably?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Right. I guess I'll ask about the Walling and Rex again. Not sure if the answer is going to be any different than before.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
Okay, and yeah, what about that Slipstream SCA?
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years.
Mysterious.
Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
First, it wasn't Plaisance. I know her and she would have recognized her voice. She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics, right?
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
I have no idea what it was.
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
Or?
Whatever happened, keep your cool.
Shush.
It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
Probably. You're right. I probably just got made fun of. No, it was something else, something eerie. Narrow your eyes. It may have been some sort of rare electrical anomaly. Very rare. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. Let's pick this one.
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Do I have more questions?
Sure, I'm listening.
No, I think that's it.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
And I believe that's all I can ask for now. So, I think I finished internalizing. Yes.
For the rest of the world, the Aces Low is just some cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades. And those cargo pants look like they could fit tools for hot fixing your burning aerostatic. You should ask him about this.
Okay, so is he wearing the bomber jacket because he was part of that brigade that used that Aces High and Aces Low move? Probably. Okay, there we go. Aces Low. Esprit de corps, pain threshold, bonuses from thoughts. I mean, I don't have any room to actually internalize anything else, and I don't want to use a skill point for that at the moment. But yeah, I got something here. Investigate doomed commercial area. Report back to Plaisance about your findings. Right, so I can tell her that it's not a curse. Not really, anyway. And I wanted to take a look at the dice she gave me. Icosahedral dice set Sirens. These are two 20-sided dice. These two 20-sided dice have the colors of a police alarm. Bloodstone for red and lapis lazuli for blue. If you roll them and squint your eyes, it looks like you're arriving on the scene. And it's raining. Note, look at the map tab in journal to see which white checks have opened. Oh, so did I open up more checks by getting the dice? I mean, I have this one, and I should be able to do this right now, since the bullet is in my inventory. Right? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if I can do something with that.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Ah, look at that. Have a similar rifle on hand. Aware of the name of the antique rifle you found. Encyclopedia said this came from a breech loader. Come on, this is a pretty safe skill check now.
A rifle.
There we go.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
And what's the make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
Alright, this seems to be a real breakthrough.
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
So is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
And who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
I mean, I guess this is at least some kind of lead.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully. Well, I have some idea.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell McGrath rifle. I mean, I have some ideas, but I can't be sure. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure about this, right?
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
And why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen.
Okay.
Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Okay.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Worth what? Getting shot. I think we should have more powerful guns. We're the law. Makes you consider every shot. I like it. Worth what? Getting shot. Yeah. Is that what it is?
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
I see.
But back to the investigation.
Alright, seems we're looking for antique enthusiast. Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters? Have well-armed jamrock bangers started crossing over into Martinez? Yes, something mysterious is afoot with this antique bullet type. I don't know if any of this is, very likely, but I guess it could be an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Right. The bullet has nothing more to say. Okay, I guess this was somewhat useful. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. Yeah, I guess we're done here. And now we have to return to Plaisance. Now, can we find that punching bag again? I want to see if there's drugs inside. But I'm not entirely sure where it was. Was it through here? I think it was here, right? Let's just use this to maneuver. Well, I can't actually investigate the punching bag. Oh, but what is this? The store on the other side is closed for the night. Come back tomorrow. Oh! Oh, I can't go through here because the bookstore is closed. Well, I mean, I found another way outside, so I guess that's where we have to go. But it also means that I won't be able to talk to Plaisance today. I have to come back another time. Alright. Anyway, does this mean that I should call it a day as well? I mean, it's just like a little bit after 9 p.m. I think we can still look around a bit. Oh, hang on a second. Is this like another place we can go? Oh, it is. Well, some money. A cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Okay. Doesn't interest me at the moment. Let's leave. I guess I will check out the entrance over here as well, but I'm guessing I won't be able to go inside here either. Hang on a second. There's some thought here. The book is titled Man from Hjalmdal and the Wildfire. Okay. Yep, this is closed as well. Okay, well, in that case, I guess I'll just look around a bit more. May as well keep my flashlight because it's getting dark. Better mouth your watch round me, boy. To roundabout north. Capeside Apartments, Martinez Pier. The ads read broken window, Tips has windows. Okay, there's another thing over there as well, but maybe let's look at this guy first. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. Nothing I can do, I'm a job for every man. Okay, I can't actually talk to this guy. Yellow plastic bag, Farid. Equip this to collect tear from the streets. Okay. This might be useful. This plastic bag has Farid sick written on it in a dynamic, forceful manner that implies great prices. As you crack open, a malty gust of air flies in your face. Smells of yeast and beer. The perfect place for tear. So, I should, like, carry it? Okay. I guess I'll take the bag instead of... Oh, I see! I couldn't interact with this stuff before, but now I can. Ah. So I can collect all of this now and maybe return it somewhere.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Well, poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
It probably is. Vandalism. Yeah, it's broken.
Probably some kids.
The lieutenant inspects the rigged slot.
A simple but clever solution to ruin in a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity.
Well, let's have a look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Yeah, Kuno. Kuno was here, clearly.
That's Kuno on the lens.
Shift your focus to the background.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian Church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards.
Interesting.
Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Okay, but apparently that's all I can do here. And I just got something, or is it just from the bag that I got earlier? Might just be the bag. Well, I mean, they're not really worth that much, but I guess I need all the money I can get.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Right, should I be wasting money on that?
Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
Clearly, so what happened?
They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Yeah, we still need to talk to that guy. Cool, I dig organized crime, it's the best. That's a weird thing to say for a policeman. Can't we do something about it? We, specifically as policemen?
We should have done something about the union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
I see. Yeah, I guess I will spend the 25... What was it called? Centimes? Centimes, okay, yeah, sure. I can afford that.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk. The ring of metal.
Well, let's have a look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Yeah, maybe this is something I should have done during the day when it wasn't dark, but whatever. Turn the knob to focus your vision.
The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
Interesting, but probably useless. There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Yeah, you should look through the viewer as well. Okay, that really didn't help us, as far as I can tell. But whatever. Let's just move on and see if we can find anything else of interest. Apparently, there's something over here as well. At the very least, I can collect more cans and bottles. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Oh no, don't go all the way around here. I just wanted to look at the boat. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Ooh, what is this over here? Also, I should really remember to save more often.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Ooh. Why am I looking at this wall? That's a good question. +2. In the dimming light, some things become clearer. It's a white check. Let's try it.
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
It's probably not, but at the moment I can't figure out why I'm looking at it.
So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Right. Well, there's some stuff over here as well. Ooh, more magnesium. I will take all of this. Oh, I see. We're on the other side of the fence now. Ah, and that's Kunuez. Why are you still here?
Can't believe you didn't take the shot. Fucking coward. Waved a gun like a clown. Next time you point that shit at me, you better take the shot.
Yeah, she's a red head as well. I thought that's what I remembered.
Her knuckles have turned white, holding on to that fence. She's been here for days. Seething.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing here? Whatever. So what do we got over here? A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Got a door.
There must be another way into the building.
Well, do I need to go inside? I mean, there's someone over here I can talk to.
It's been
maybe,
a week and now they show up?
Are you talking about us? Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. A balcony with a view to the yard. And the hanging. Huh, this guy may have seen something. That smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. Well, I probably have to go inside the building to talk to him, huh?
You see a young man on
I
a
can
balcony
actually talk to
nursing
him.
a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice, despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
You hiding something? Speak up. This is the police. No trouble from me. I just want to know what's going on here. Too late, young man. Trouble found you. Yeah, I just want to know what's going on.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of really want to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
Yes, it is. It's about a murder.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
And why are you so nervous?
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Can you tell me your name? Looks like you've got a good view of the Walling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? Yes, that's the most important question.
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinet's standards.
Indeed.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Did I?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
I mean, maybe I did, and I just can't remember it. I'm guessing Kim did not.
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
Huh. Well, that is interesting.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Snow blankets the old patio chairs and dead houseplants, and all the neighboring windows are black.
A downy blanket of white to cover up the miserable poverty of the scene.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent.
Well, can you at least tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That doesn't sound like it's actually your name, to be honest.
That's definitely not his real name.
Yeah, I figured.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
He scans the courtyard. It's silent like the bottom of a well, every sound captured and reflected back. Yeah, looks like I'm not getting anything out of him, so I guess we will talk later, maybe.
No.
Ooh.
We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the snowy balcony with a dying hiss.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Well, I can try to convince him. I mean, I just got like a skill point. So what if I increase my suggestion first? There we go. And, well, it's slightly better, so let's give this a try.
Time to bring
No.
out your secret charm. Tears and begging.
Okay.
Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Yeah, it's not going to work because I failed the skill check. Please don't go. I'll stop drinking. I'll take the trash out. Just please don't leave me. What do you want from me? Do you want me to cry, huh? Yeah, that's maybe a little bit too dramatic. That's not going to work.
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry.
He takes a quick step back and looks around, clearly disturbed.
Listen, I really have to go.
With a flick of his wrist, he sends the extinguished cigarette sailing over the rail.
Good luck with the investigation.
Well, I mean, this was quite the opportunity, but sadly, even with better suggestion, it didn't work. But maybe we can find him again some other time.
He's gone.
We should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just give up? You're probably right. You're right, he probably didn't have anything important to say anyway. He probably did.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case.
Right.
There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Okay, let's do that. But we won't be doing that today because it's getting very late and the episode is getting very long, so I'm going to make a cut here. And yeah, I don't know, I guess I will just continue to look around for as long as I can, but at some point I probably have to return to my hotel room, which I still can't pay, so that's great. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching and see you again next time.